An assassination has been carried out in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. A security chief has been assassinated reportedly. Secondly, South Wollo zonal government made a claim today about an operation launched against Fano in which it recovered some vehicles. And lastly, kidnapping in Alamata. What is happening in Alamata? Let's start with the news story about Alamata, which is in southern Tigray. Military, Ethiopian military and Tigray military are fighting, not practically fighting, but they are in a conflict to control Alamata. Both are there. Tigray military wants to kick ENDF out of Alamata, Vaja, Koram. ENDF wants to reinforce its presence in Alamata, Koram. A few days ago, if you remember, Tadase Vare, they addressing a gathering, criticized Ethiopian Orthodox Church. He criticized the church for inclusion of southern Tigray districts in North Wollo diocese. Basically, Tigray leaders want Alamata, Koram, southern Tigray districts to be governed by Menbere Salama, which is the splinter Orthodox church faction based in Tigray. Menbere Salama was founded after Tigray war. Main church tried to reconcile with Menbere Salama based in Tigray, but Menbere Salama has been refusing to be part of Orthodox Church of Ethiopia. In Alamata, some priests have been kidnapped from the main church in Alamata city. General manager of Alamata's main Orthodox church has disclosed that 3 days ago some church officials were kidnapped, including head of finance of the Orthodox Church of Ethiopia for Alamata. The general manager accused TPLF fighters that Tigray forces attacked and kidnapped the church officials. So religion and politics are intermixed in Ethiopia. Tigray leaders, Tigray military people, they are controlling Menbere Salama. They don't want Orthodox of Ethiopia to administer in any part of Tigray. They want Menbere Salama to be in charge in Tigray. And fight for the control of Alamata is both a political fight, a religious fight, intra-Orthodox church fight, and a fight between federal government and Tigray government. No statement from TPLF or Tigray government so far. What is their position? Who attacked the church in Alamata? Who kidnapped the church officials there? What happened? I think Tigray military, Tigray government, they want to remove Orthodox of Ethiopia's presence from Alamata. That's why they are harassing the priests and the officials of the church who are affiliated with the main church based in Addis Ababa. Secondly, viewers, an assassination has been committed in the Amhara region. In 2023, Fano fighters assassinated several key security officials and regional level officials in the Amhara region. Security chiefs were killed, police chiefs were killed, people leaders were killed. And then we saw that Fano did not commit any assassinations uh, in the last few months. But in 2023, they assassinated several PP leaders and government officials. It seems they have resumed their assassination attacks on PP officials, on security officials. Shower Orbit, security chief, has been killed. Today, he was killed in an attack allegedly by Fano fighters. Fano sources are claiming responsibility for killing Shower Orbit, security chief. Shower Orbit is situated in North Shore zone of the Amhara region. Lima Wandafara is the name of the security chief who was killed in Shore Orbit. He was killed along with the three of his colleagues or security guards. 4 deaths are being confirmed. It happened today. I remember that a Shore Orbit security chief was killed in the past too. It was 2023 or 2024 when Fano fighters killed Shore Orbit security chief. His name was Abdul Hassan or Abdul Hussain, I remember. This is the second time that in the same city a security chief has been killed. It just shows the penetration of Fano fighters. I think assassinations could intensify in coming days because now Fano groups are adopting a multi-pronged strategy. They are planning full-scale wars. They are publicly saying that they want to change from guerrilla war to conventional war. And they are going to resume attacks, assassination attacks on PP officials and security officials, it seems. Hard times ahead for PP officials, by the way. PP leaders cannot say no to the government, the federal government, and they cannot lead operations against Fano on front lines. If they do, Fano fighters assassinate them. Sometimes family members of these PP officials are harassed, they're threatened, and ultimately these PP officials have they either have to withdraw or they have to just be ready for the consequences for what they are doing, and they're dying. Amhara is killing Amharas, we can say. Amhara Fano fighters killing Amhara PP officials in Amhara. This is what is happening. Last review, South Wollo zonal government has recovered some vehicles from Fano fighters. This has been claimed by South Wollo zonal government. South Wollo zonal government issued a statement today. It shared pictures. It posted 3 to 4 pictures. And the zonal government claimed today that it has recovered 3 ambulances which were being used by extremists, which had been snatched by extremists, and the ambulances were in the use of extremists. By extremists, the South Wollo zonal government means Fano fighters. These government officials, people leaders, they call Fano extremists. Borana, Makdala, and other Waredas in the South Wollo zone of the Amhara region were the areas where these ambulances were being used by Fano fighters. Zonal government has showed pictures of the ambulances. One ambulance seems to be in a very bad shape, as if it has not been in use. I don't know if it was really in the use of Fano fighters or not. And do Fano really use ambulances? Sometimes armed groups, even security forces, they use ambulances to transport weapons, to transport supplies, because generally ambulances are not attacked, and ambulances are seen as if they are transporting patients or dead bodies. So they generally pass through checkpoints too easily sometimes. That is why ambulances are used by armed groups. During Tigray war, we saw use of ambulances by some parties to the conflict. It's not new. We're waiting for a statement from Fano fighters. Were they really using for ambulances? For which purpose? They have, by the way, medical centers too. Fano fighters provided support to ENDFPWs who were injured in fighting against Fano. So they were transported, injured ENDFPWs were transported from battle fronts to health centers by Fano fighters. They have the doctors too. So what they're using ambulances to transport injured POWs or injured Fano fighters to health centers which they are controlling. What they're using these ambulances for military purposes. Not clear. Let's see what Fano says. Thanks for watching.